Let's take a look back at October 28th, 2022, and the night Paul Pelosi got hammered. In October of 2022, an intruder broke into the San Francisco home of then-U.S. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, targeting her husband Paul in a violent attack.
That DePepe went into the home shouting, "Where's Nancy?" Somehow, police were notified about the break-in within minutes. We don't know how, whether it was a security alarm that alerted police or someone inside the home that called them, but police arrived within minutes of the attack.
The assailant, armed with a hammer, reportedly confronted Pelosi, demanding to know the whereabouts of his wife, who was away in Washington, D.C. at the time of the break-in. The intruder assaulted 82-year-old Paul, leaving him with severe injuries that required extensive medical attention, including skull surgery.
Breaking news right now. Body cam video of the attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband in their California home has just been released. It shows Paul Pelosi opening the door and police telling that suspect, David DePape, to drop the hammer. This part may be disturbing. DePape is saying swinging the hammer off camera. Officers rush into the house, jumping on DePape and taking him into custody. A judge ruled yesterday to release the video. He has now pleaded not guilty to both state and federal charges.
The incident sparked intense media attention and political controversy. Left-leaning mainstream media outlets suggested that the assailant was influenced by politically charged rhetoric commonly associated with conservative or Republican-aligned media. However, as more details surfaced, it was reported that the attacker held a range of beliefs, spanning conspiracy theories to progressive ideologies, complicating straightforward partisan labels.
You know, in Christina's report, she mentioned that this suspect has ties to writing about QAnon and COVID conspiracies. But when he lived in Berkeley, he also has ties to an address there that had slogans of a completely different kind.
Well, that's right. And I think anyone trying to connect this guy in any way to a political party, to any other person, you can't do that. You know, we don't have a motive from police yet. We have very little information. So many questions at this point. I think the only thing we do know is that this guy was obviously very troubled, mentally unstable in some way, as we heard from his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend. And that's really all we know. But you're right, Anita. People are trying to cherry pick these certain things that he posted online and say, well, this connects him to somehow Republicans or conservatives. He lived in a house that apparently had slogans that a lot of people would associate with the Democrat Party or with liberals in some way. So you cannot at any point so far connect this guy in any way to a political party. And I think it's very reckless to do so.
Taub now revealing a longtime relationship with David DePape, the man accused of viciously attacking Speaker Pelosi's husband inside their San Francisco home.
He is mentally ill. He's been mentally ill for a long time.
Taub's call coming from prison. Last year, she was found guilty on 20 counts, including the attempted abduction of a 14-year-old boy near his Berkeley high school. Taub telling me she and DePape met more than 20 years ago. Together, they raised their 2 sons and her daughter until about 7 years ago, describing a time DePape returned home after disappearing for a year.
He came back in a really bad shape. He thought he was Jesus. He was constantly paranoid, thinking that people are after him.
Did he have any sort of aggression towards politicians? Were his political beliefs extreme, in your opinion?
When I met him, he didn't really have... He was only 20 years old. He didn't have any experience in politics. He was very much in alignment with my beliefs. I've always been very progressive, and actually, I absolutely admire Nancy Pelosi.
The Pelosi attack ignited debates around political violence, security for public officials' families, and the role of divisive rhetoric in fueling such incidents.
The man convicted of attacking Nancy Pelosi's husband with a hammer inside of their San Francisco home in 2022 has been sentenced to 30 years in prison. David DePape was found guilty of breaking into the Pelosi's home with the intention of kidnapping the former House Speaker. Once he realized that she wasn't home, DePape attacked her husband, Paul, who's reportedly still suffering health complications from the incident.
Even today, I hear Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris comparing Trump to that evil, stupid, mustached German madman.
Would get legitimately elected, And then they would try to do away with elections and do away with opposition and do away with a free press. And you could see it in countries where, well, Hitler was duly elected. That's right. Right? And so all of a sudden, somebody with those tendencies, those dictatorial, authoritarian tendencies would be like, oh, okay, we're going to shut this down. We're going to throw these people in jail. And they didn't usually telegraph that. Trump is telling us what he intends to
that
do.
While Donald Trump was president, he said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had. Donald Trump said that because he does not want a military that is loyal to the United States Constitution. He wants a military that is loyal to him. He wants a military who will be loyal to him personally. One that will obey his orders even when he tells them to break the law or abandon their oath to the Constitution of the United States.
Just hoping one or more of the lunatic left try and pop a shot off at him.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Take 2 steps to your right.
Under arrest.
Driver, walk straight back.
New police body cam video showing the moment authorities take Ryan Wesley Routh into custody after fleeing from Trump's golf course in West Palm Beach, where the 58-year-old was allegedly trying to assassinate the former president. Concerning evidence found at the scene.
Agents found a digital camera, a backpack, a loaded SKS-style rifle with a scope, and a black plastic bag containing food.